G'day, I'm just making this video as a follow-up to the video I made about the Robyn Hickie disappearance that I uploaded a few weeks ago on the 9th of April 2024. Well, I've since come across two articles I found interesting. They provide some additional information from witnesses. One who says he saw Robyn Hickie at the bus stop at Belmont North and he thought she was actually hitchhiking. And there are another two witnesses who say they saw her at different locations later in the evening. So before I do that, I do want to mention that I've recently been in contact with someone who's been watching my videos, and from the information I've had in my videos, it's inspired them to write a movie script based on these disappearances. So it will be one of these movies that's based on a true story. So if you are interested and watching this before Sunday the 5th of May 2024, they're having what you might call a casting call. But they're looking for actors, crew, extras, pretty much anyone that's interested and wants to be involved. They're also looking for cool cars, particularly VW combis and Beetles, and white VW bay window if they can get it, low light combi, a green Orana, so we know what that's about, and a white Valiant. So briefly, they described the movie as a mesh of Black Rock, Boy Swallows Universe, I don't think I've heard of that one, Puberty Blues, Mad Max, and Wolf Creek, with a whole lot of Aussie banter thrown in. Yeah, so I'll try and make it along to that, I think. So I don't really know much more about that than what is on their Facebook page, which I'll put a link in the description. There's also a website they're developing. I don't think there's much on that yet, but I'll include that in the description too. Anyway, I'll get on to these couple of other articles I found. They were both in the Newcastle Herald. The first one is the 22nd of June 2001. Now it includes the one who thought he saw her hitchhiking, but there's a couple of other bits that I thought might be interesting, so I'll read most of it anyway. Best friend still haunted by loss and memories is the heading of the article. Robyn Hickie's sudden disappearance will haunt her best friend for the rest of her life. Kerry Louise Shannon from Surrey in the United Kingdom. So she's actually the one that I showed some video of in the 9th of April one that come from NBN News, which was an interview with her in November 2019. So I'll continue. Told the Missing Girl inquest yesterday that she did not think to ring her friends home after Robyn failed to meet her at the Belmont Hotel after playing netball on the evening of April 7, 1979. Mrs. Shannon said some of the events back then were a blur, which was her way of dealing with the loss of her best friend. We were the closest friends, she told the inquest during a live satellite hookup from the UK. We went everywhere and did everything together. When she didn't arrive at the hotel that night, I thought it unusual, but I didn't think to ring her and find out why, and it's haunted me ever since and always will. Mrs. Shannon told the coroner she did not believe Ms. Hickie would have hitchhiked alone that night because of an unpleasant experience on the road in Queensland. But a witness gave evidence earlier in the day that the 18-year-old might have hitchhiked. Gary Ian Rayner, boilermaker of Regal Pines in Brisbane, told the inquest that he was heading south on the Pacific Highway that evening to pick up a mate in Belmont. I saw her standing at the bus stop on the highway just south of the turnoff to Jules, he said. I believe she had her arm out extended in the gesture of hitching a ride. I was overtaking a car when I saw her, and I looked in my rear vision mirror. I believe it was around 7:15 p.m. because I was picking up my mate at Belmont and going to Newcastle Workers Club for the bands. Mr. Rayner said he could not be 100% certain the girl was trying to hitch a ride, but he believed her arm was extended. He stood in the witness box to demonstrate. Mr. Rayner said he recalled that the girl was no longer at the bus stop as he drove back along the highway into town with his mate. Mrs. Shannon agreed with counsel assisting the coroner, Patrick Sadie, that Ms. Hickie was a prolific hitchhiker. If she told me she did accept a lift on her own, I would have gone mental at her, she said. And there's a bit about the sisters who saw her as well. So, yeah, it does seem that it's possible maybe she did hitchhike, but even the witness isn't 100% certain. Okay, so the next article is headed Vanished Girl Seen at Hotel, Coroner told. It is a solitary clue, but it has deepened the mystery surrounding the last hours of Robyn Hickie's life. The missing girls inquest heard yesterday that 18-year-old was seen with another person at Blacksmiths Hotel on the night she disappeared in 1979. For the past 22 years, the last sighting of the young woman was believed to have been at a bus stop not far from her home at Belmont North. During the past 2 days, the inquest at the Toronto court has heard of the efforts of investigators and family to piece together a jigsaw of sightings and information that provide the vital clue to help solve the puzzle. The inquest has heard that detectives believe Ms. Hickie was abducted and murdered, but her last movements remain a riddle. The dental nurse's disappearance was reported at 9:45 a.m. on Sunday, April 8, 1979, by her father Jim to a senior constable at Belmont Police Station. The details were recorded in the Missing Persons Book, entry F3201. Now, other reports say that, Jim Hickie says he reported it at 8:30 a.m, but maybe that's when he rang and when he wasn't happy with the response. went in personally, and that might be the 9:45 a.m. Anyway, the inquest heard that on the previous day, Ms. Hickie left her house on the Pacific Highway at Belmont North between 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. to catch the 348 bus to the Belmont Hotel. So 348 bus, probably just a coincidence that it's the same as Amanda's. Until yesterday, the bus stop was considered the last known confirmed sighting of Robyn Hickie. Philip McEwen of Belmont and Peter Everton, formerly of Blacksmiths and now of Chatswood, told the coroner they firmly believed they saw Ms. Hickie after that sighting. Mr. McEwen, who was a casual driver for a shuttle bus service to Aero Pelican, said he knew Ms. Hickie because they both went to Belmont High School. He said he gave a statement to police on April 29, 1979, so that would be 3 weeks after she disappeared, telling them he saw Ms. Hickie on the bus stop while he was taking a passenger to the airport around 7:10 on the night she disappeared. He said that on April 7, 1998, which coincidentally is 19 years to the day after she disappeared, he was interviewed by Strikeforce Fenwick investigators about a later alleged sighting on the highway opposite Belmont Fire Station. Mr. McEwen said he finished his shift around 8:50 p.m. and was driving south to his home when he saw Ms. Hickie and another girl in a Holden panel van. The rear tailgate was up, and although it was only for a few seconds, as I drove past, I am convinced in my mind that I saw Robyn sitting in the back with another young woman, he said. Mr. Everton said he knew Ms. Hickie and her friends, and there was no doubt in his mind that he saw the teenager at the Orana Hotel Blacksmiths on the night. Now, this seems related to what I mentioned about the 8 to 8:30 sighting in a disco. What was it? It was in my... Yeah, it was in the Police and Culture in New South Wales in the 1960s, 70s document, where it said she was last seen in a lounge disco area between 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. and I suspected it might have been at the Orana Hotel because that was mentioned somewhere else. So so we go on. Yeah, so that's the Orana Hotel Blacksmiths on the night. She was in the lounge disco area and she appeared to be with a girl who I did not know, he said. Mr. Everton put that sighting at between 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m, so that's matching up. He had given the information to police shortly after he heard of Ms. Hickie's disappearance. Counsel assisting the coroner, Patrick Sadie, told Mr. Everton it was an important sighting and the coroner needed to know whether it was reliable. Do you think over the years a belief that you saw Robyn has crystallised in your mind as a certainty, Mr. Sadie said. I know my mate didn't remember seeing her, but I am sure it was Robyn, and I still firmly believe that it was the Saturday night, April 7, Mr. Everton said. Okay, so if you assume all that is true, it may not be. It might be misunderstandings or getting confused with different nights. So I could run a scenario where Robyn may have decided to hitchhike. I do note that earlier in the day she'd played netball. I have seen somewhere else that she belonged to a netball, what is it? She had joined the Orchardines Netball Club based at Blacksmiths. So maybe she was playing at Blacksmiths that day or with her teammates somewhere, and they're from Blacksmiths. So maybe she got a lift with one of them to Blacksmiths while she was hitching. Who knows? They might have said, oh, just come to Blacksmiths for a while and then head to the Belmont Hotel. Who knows? And then she is sighted at Belmont, so that she was sighted at the Orana Hotel between 8 and 8:30, and then I think he says he saw her, what was it, at 8:50 p.m? Yeah, so he believes after he finished his shift, it was about 8:50 p.m, and that he saw Robyn at Belmont. So maybe she'd gotten a lift with this girl and someone else to go to the Belmont Hotel, but something may have happened. But that is another mystery because we don't know who that girl was. But anyway, that is just a theory. If anyone knows anything that might confirm it, that's probably unlikely. It may be that something's come up that during the inquest that has dismissed that evidence, because ever since we're being told that the last sighting of her was at Belmont North at the bus stop. But anyway, I'll leave it there, and I just thought they were a couple of little interesting side things that we've never, or I've never heard before. Obviously, people have, because it was reported. I hope you found it interesting and informative, and if you want to watch more of my videos, please subscribe. Click on the bell to be notified when I upload them in future. Don't forget that movie, like even if it's after the 5th of May 2024, you might want to have a look at that Facebook page or website to find out more information about the movie, or perhaps there is contact details on the website, I think, so you could make contact if there's something you'd like to be involved with. I hope you found this video interesting and informative, and please subscribe. Click on the bell to be notified when I upload future videos. I'm David A. Elliott. Have a good one and see you around. Like a risol.